Hi, today I'm going to drop truth bombs on you, and I'm going to motivate your ass for the holiday season. I'd like to welcome all the old delinquents, as well as all the new. My name's Sarge, and this
Shitter was full!
is the gray area.
Humans are such easy.
All the Jews in the deli, and the rabbis kinda smelly. We're eating our bagel, playing the game of dreidel, walking in a Jewish wonderland. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry Happy Kwanzaa to you. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Gray Area Delinquents at Ease. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season for everyone to be like, oh my God, I love giving gifts, but I love receiving gifts more, and I like taking everything that you give me, and I hope you give me a receipt because I'm going to return it for a cash refund. Kim Kardashian. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah. What do you feel? How do you feel about Christmas? Well, oh my God, I haven't been on your podcast for like so long. I feel that it's all about giving. 'Cause when you give, you really receive love. And love is what you need to cherish in life. Because you can't leave the world with materials, you know? But if you wanted to, you can buy my stuff. And then I could line my fat fucking pockets if it could fit because I have such a huge ass. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. You're welcome. The holiday season. How fucking stressful is this? If you don't know what to get somebody, chances are you shouldn't be getting them anything because you don't know that person. Oh my God, I have no idea what to get for this person. Well, if they're your family or your children, you are not paying attention to them. It's weird. You should know these things. It should be automatic. And, you know, Santa has been reading your posts all fucking year. And some of y'all need fucking dictionaries. So let's start with that. So if you can't speak right, or you're a grammar Nazi, or you're like telling the world how you feel on Facebook and venting, and then when you're confronted about it in person, you're like, oh my God, I was just kidding. You can't hold your ground. Just get a dictionary. All right? Get people a dictionary. You can't go wrong with a dictionary, especially with today's generation. It's just Christmas time is great because you could shout, "Don't come in here," and people assume you're just wrapping presents instead of wanting to be alone, or maybe you're masturbating. Mom, I told you not to come in here when I'm wrapping presents. Oh, teens are disgusting. We were there. And to all you guys out there, this fucking whole month is a horror movie. Okay? December is a very scary time for a broke man with a pretty girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Be like, she's gorgeous. She loves me. I don't have to get her anything. All we need is each other. You're lying to yourself. This is the time of year where you have to show her physical material items to prove how much you care for her. Don't take her to dinner. Don't fucking take her to a movie. She wants something that she could flaunt in front of her work buddies and her friends so they could be envious of her. 'Tis the season to be jealous bitches, is what it is. So if you don't get your girl, who's fucking hot, something that she could walk around with to show how much you love her with a materialized item, then you are going to be cheated on. Chances are. Possibly. It goes for gay couples too. You ain't fucking safe. You ain't fucking safe. It's not just the straight couples. There's a man role in a relationship, and there's a female role in a relationship, or feminine and masculine. There's an alpha and there's a beta. There's not two alphas. There are two betas, and you guys shouldn't be together because you guys are the first ones to fucking die should zombies take over the planet. Really, Sarge? That's what you're going with? Out of all the possible things with climate change and the world is on fire and the koalas are burning and the fucking sea turtles have, straws in their noses, you're gonna start with zombie apocalypse? It's not even real. It's not even a thing. It's not even going to happen. Ah. Yeah, you guys, you're the first to die. You are the first to die. It's the holiday season. That's all I'm saying. Just be appreciative of the people that you have. And if your girlfriend's fucking hot, then get her something. But if she's hot, but you don't want to be with her anymore, then get her absolutely nothing. And then some Joe Schmo is going to look at her ass and be like, oh my God, I would do anything for that ass. And then they'll do that. And then they'll steal your girlfriend, which is what you want, because she can't hold a conversation because she's hot and she's fun to look at. And then when she opens her mouth, you're like, oh no. No speaking. No speaking. You just sit there and you bite your bottom lip and you look at all the people in the room. Okay? Do that. It makes me look good. But when you start speaking about narwhals and you don't know how to say narwhals and you call them sea unicorns, we can't have that in an intellectual conversation. I'm sorry. You're not fucking 5. Got it? It's also the end of the year. This is the last decade. This is the last month of a decade, and if you're born in the 80s, you live in 4 decades, but you're not even 40 yet. That's crazy, right? Oh my God, you're not even 40 and you lived in 4 decades. There's multiple presidents. How were your 2010s? Were they good? I'm ready to get into the roaring 20s. I'm ready to bring it back to like Chicago era 1920s Al Capone Tommy guns. You know what I mean? Moving on up. I will be hitting 40 in 1919. Whoa, that was 20 years ago, idiot. I will be hitting 40 years old. Yeah, not drinking a 40, which is probably what I'm going to do when I turn 40. You know, that's not a bad idea. I'm going off on a tangent here, but when you turn 40 and you have a party, you should just have a fucking giant cooler or a garbage bin full of like 40 ounces. Mickey's, Budweiser, OE. If you don't know what OE is, it's Old English. Magnums, Cobras. Everyone grab a 40 ounce. Let's try to do this shit like we did in high school or in college or whatever. I went off on a tangent. Oh, okay. So the holidays are here, right? It's the end of a decade. It's the end. We're going into a new thing. We're going to start fresh. It's going to be clean slate. We're going to get straight into it. What did you learn? Did you guys learn anything over the past year or anything, over the past decade? This year I've learned pretty much 3 things. 1, you're not always going to get the closure or the explanation you think you deserve. Because what you think you deserve is not what the other person is going to give you. So that closure, that explanation that you're expecting is kind of biased on your account because their closure is their own closure. So maybe they're doing bare minimum. Maybe it's not enough for you. Whatever. Just accept it and move on. Number 2. Sometimes you have to accept something for what it is and move on. This is what it is. I can't change it. I've tried to change it. I've wasted my time trying to do that. It is what it is. Moving forward. Dunzo. 3. Everything really does happen for a reason. Whether you plan, whether you practice, whether you work your ass off, whether it's written in the stars, fate, destiny, or just good old-fashioned karma, everything happens for a reason. Unanswered prayers. I've been asking and praying, and I wanted to do this and that, and I've been praying for it, and it didn't happen, and I wanted this girl, and it didn't happen, and I prayed for her, and it didn't happen, and then I met the love of my life for blah, 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 blah. Thank God for unanswered prayers. Everything happens for a reason. Take that. That's what I learned this year. You could take it with a grain of salt, or you could take it with, ketchup, if you're into that shit. I'm not into ketchup. Nobody in fucking Chicago is into ketchup. And if you are, shame. Shame. And now, it is time for my... What in the actual fuck topic of the week? I'm getting this off my chest. What in the actual fuck is with this children lunch debt bullshit? Prisoners in jail get 3 hot meals per day, and we can't give a kid hot lunch? This is happening in multiple states. Schools even embarrass them by taking their hot lunch away and giving them a sandwich. Stop this shit. There's like this whole Medicare for all idea and healthcare for all, and there's welfare and there's government programs and prisoners get 3 fucking square meals a day, and if you're an illegal immigrant and you're trying to come here illegally, we're going to feed your kids, we're going to detain you, we're going to feed you, we're going to give you health care, and we're going to send you on your way, but we can't give our own children fucking hot meals a day. Kids could end up in foster care over lunch debt. Lunch debt. Pennsylvania school district warns parents. Can you believe that? Your kids can be taken from you in Pennsylvania and multiple other states. Maybe not just taken away from you, but just in general, just hear me out. If your kid is in lunch debt in Pennsylvania, the state can take your children from you and put them in foster care. But we're giving free food to everyone fucking else. Like complete fucking criminals. Taxpayer money's going to that. But these kids, children, that are entitled to have hot meals every day, sometimes things happen. Sometimes people get poor. Sometimes there's... You don't know what's going on with the fucking family, so who is it on the... It's on the state to fucking take your kids away? Or shame them with this lunch debt shit? They're threatening to take children away from their families because their parents can't afford to pay off a school lunch debt. This country really, really fucking hates poor people. Like, really hates poor people. I don't get it. Doesn't make any fucking sense. This news article is from NBC News, okay? School meals are a key component to a student's success both in and out of the classroom, but when a child arrives without cash in hand or in her or his school meal account, the school must decide how to respond. Over the weekend, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law that mandates all students are entitled to a school lunch, whether or not they have funds to pay. Well done, California. You know what? Brava. Fan-fucking-tastic. You did something right. That's cool. I get that. That's a strong step in the right direction. Unfortunately, we have seen a series of school districts recently take steps in the other direction, resulting in embarrassment and humiliation for their students. These practices have included stamping a child's hand with "I need lunch money," throwing a child's meal away after it has been served, giving him or her a sunflower butter and jelly sandwich instead of a hot lunch, barring the students from participating in extracurricular activities, and even threatening to put the children with outstanding school debt in foster care. Last month, for instance, a child had his lunch meal thrown away in the trash on his birthday because he accrued $9 in unpaid school meal fees while the school district was still processing his free school meal application. Are you fucking kidding me? Do that shit. I'm going to lunch myself and I'm punching the lunch lady in the face, even though it's not her fault. I'm going through both the fucking deans and I'm going to fucking curb stomp the fucking principal. Are you fucking kidding me? Parents fucking forget shit. We are fucking overwhelmed. We bust our ass. You're going to fucking do this to a child because of $9 fucking dollars? I don't give a fuck if it's $200. I have to the end of the fucking school year, as far as I'm concerned, to pay this shit off. Just feed my fucking kid. Oh my God. Alright, listen. School meals are a key component to student success, both in and out of a classroom. But without a strong federal policy in place, the challenges of school meal debt and the associated stigma will continue to be stumbling blocks to children, families, and schools across the country. But fear not, there are other states besides California that are doing the right thing. For instance, Oregon is at the forefront of the movement to expand free school meals to more students. Last spring, the governor signed a landmark Student Success Act, which will create as a new revenue source for education in Oregon. It broadens eligibility for free school meals. In the fall of 2020, 761 schools in the state will offer free breakfast and lunch to approximately 345,000 students, or 60% of all students. Children and families with incomes up to 3 times the poverty level, $75,000, for a family of 4, will be able to get free meals at school. Great. Awesome. Now, Here's my little 2 cents on it. If there's a problem with lunch debt, do you think the kid's going to pay for it? Should the kid be shamed? Should the kid be, labeled and segregated and made to look like an ass in front of his peers? No. The kid doesn't make the money. You go after the fucking parents. You contact the parents. You call the parents. You call them in during fucking student-teacher conferences. You letter them. You write them. Send a fucking telegram. I don't give a shit what you do. But you leave the kids out of it. Otherwise, you're going to have a parent come in there and whoop your ass. And that is my what in the actual fuck topic of the week. Now let's get into my random thought of the week. But before I do that, you guys need a little background and know what the fuck I'm talking about. So here you go.
And by the way, I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun.
Wow.
And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
Wow.
So it was trained, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Is that fake? Is that, I don't know, counterfeit? Is that not real? Is that just random words put together from a presidential candidate in some weird order that makes him look like a complete dick face? No, that's actual Joe Biden talking like a fucking schmuck. He said these things. His speechwriters must have been on the sideline when he was giving his speech and people were clapping and he was trying to bring up the African American vote for himself because he was Barack Obama's bitch and he was the vice president for Barack Obama, so we should vote for him just because Obama's black and that was his vice president. Okay, the reasoning behind that's fucking stupid, but this guy goes off script, went off the teleprompter and started talking about the hair on his legs and how kids like to pet it and how he likes kids sitting on his lap. This is the subconscious coming out. This is a presidential candidate, one of the front runners. This is who people want to vote for. My random thought is, what the hell is going on? This is okay? This is okay? Another thing. Something is going on in politics because this Jeffrey Epstein thing, the Jeffrey Epstein Island that everyone's trying to put under the rug and just sweep it under the rug and no one's gonna pay attention to it. His fucking plastic surgeon just died. His plastic surgeon just died. Who was also a pilot. So I don't know if he was going to go state's witness or if he was going to testify. But don't you find it odd that Jeffrey Epstein supposedly killed himself and the guards are coming up and they're going to testify, but there's no cameras in a prison, which is weird because I've worked in a prison, and there's cameras fucking everywhere, especially a federal prison. Okay? So the Jeffrey Epstein thing, he killed himself, and now a couple months later, his plastic surgeon, also a pilot, kills himself. Didn't kill himself, but dies because they put the wrong fuel into his plane. I also work in the petroleum industry, so let me tell you this. Everything is color coordinated when it comes to planes and aviation fuels. You can't put the wrong shit in there. Everything is triple labeled. It's an airport. You can't fuck this up unless it's intentional. There's shit going on that I can't even comprehend right now. I'm not saying it's left. I'm not saying it's right, Republican, or Democrat, but it's fucking weird. Okay? That's all I'm saying. It's weird. Am I going to get suicided for talking about this? I don't know. But if I do, make sure you guys fucking share my shit. Okay? Leave my fucking legacy out there. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So Joe Biden's sitting here, as creepy as he is, and you could look it up, just creepy Joe Biden, all right? This is not an insult from President Trump to Biden because, he's trying to just call him names to make him feel bad. This guy is seriously fucking creepy. The whole of all the Democrats running for office right now are creepy as fuck, okay? Joe Biden is a creep. His son is a creep. The only reason his son is a millionaire is because of the Biden name. You know? I find it fucking completely awkward that these public servants or people running for president on the Democratic side are so far left of center and so fucking randomly fucked up that they think their stuff is a moral good when they're just publicly announcing shit. Just like publicly announcing shit. There's the quid pro quo against fucking Trump for the, the election thing, but that's proven multiple times to be fucking completely ass backwards and they have no relevance. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Warren is talking to fucking Bernie Sanders like, we just promised to withhold aid from Israel unless they change their mind and their stance on the Gaza Strip. That is quid pro quo right there. That's exactly what they're blaming Trump for. And they just pretty much openly declared it in front of like thousands of people on microphones. Democrat voters are too stupid to figure this shit out, right? I don't understand what it is. I'm not saying that the right doesn't have wrong things and, Trump isn't a misogynistic piece of shit, because he is. He's not a bad president, though. And I don't want to get into politics too much, but seriously, you guys need to think about shit here. Everything is so fucking upside down and ass backwards, you need to worry about it. Because right now you're thinking all this out of sight, out of mind shit. Epstein, oh, forget about that. He just fucking suicided himself. His fucking, plastic surgeon suicided himself. There are fucking things that are being unleashed, uncovered right now, and people are fucking disappearing. Don't you find that odd? I find this very, very fucking odd. For instance, like the front runners of the Democratic Party, right? The front runners of the Democratic Party right now are like Bernie Sanders, right? Joe Biden, right? Michael Bloomberg. Okay? Okay. So those are the frontrunners of the Democratic Party, of the party that hates rich old white men, supposedly. And every time I hear about how much of a freaking savior fucking Obama was, I think to the fucking politicians that there's no term limits, so they could be in there as long as they want. All right? And Harry Truman said it fucking best. And he said this: you can't get rich in politics unless you're a fucking crook. Now, look at the Clintons. And now look at your fucking beloved Obama. All right? How did Obama go from a net worth of $1.3 million in 2007, $1.3 million, to an estimated worth of $135 million on a salary of $400,000 a year? Anyone?
Bueller.
Anyone? No?
Bueller.
Anybody got a clue?
Bueller.
I have no idea.
Bueller.
Anyone. But then you get some guy that can't be bought, and he goes into office in 2016, and then all of a sudden everyone's making shit up and trying to be like, oh my god, he doesn't deserve, he's a misogynist, and he shouldn't be the president, he's the worst president ever, not my president, oh my god. And all the information that they have on this guy is all hearsay, and it sounds something along the lines of,
he's sick. My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid is going with the girl who saw Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last night.
So pay no attention to the shit that is right in front of you, and then just go off of what this guy said that he heard from this guy over there based on what our president may or may not have done. Okay? America does not need to see the tax returns of a billionaire who became a public servant. Got it? America needs to see the tax returns of public servants who became millionaires while being public servants. That's the fucking problem. That is the problem that we are facing that doesn't make any fucking sense. You've been a senator for 30 plus years. You went in as a public servant and now you're a fucking millionaire? Who bought you? Who bought your votes? That's bias. That's fucked up. And unfortunately, the majority of that is on the Democratic side. And I'm fucking saying it. So fuck off if you don't believe me. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and, debate me or fucking come at me, bro. Catch me outside. How about that? Whatever. I don't give a shit. Come. I'm open. I'm open to educational, educated guesses or whatever you think, you think, and I am willing to listen. Okay? I'm not so biased to the fact that I am not going to listen to other people's opinions on whatever the fuck is going on. Because no one could tell me why our president or the Republicans shouldn't be in office right the fuck now. Oh, he said grab her by the pussy once. Okay. You've said a lot fucking worse than that. Seriously. It's so aggravating. It's fucking aggravating. You know? It's just fucking aggravating. And the amount of money that we just throw away, everyone's worried about, spending $1 million here or $1 million there or maybe $1 billion here and, spending it on a wall that shouldn't be there because, illegals are trying to come here and fucking kill us. Whatever. I'm not saying that all illegals are trying to come here and kill us, but we spend money on the stupidest shit. For instance, NASA. NASA started sending astronauts into space. They quickly discovered that the ballpoint pen would not work in zero gravity. To combat this problem, Congress approved a program, and NASA scientists spent a decade and over $165 million developing a pen that writes in zero gravity. Upside down, on almost any fucking surface, and at temperatures ranging from below freezing to over 300 degrees Celsius, which is hot as fuck. 300 degrees Fahrenheit is hot. 300 degrees Celsius is way fucking hotter. Guess what? You know what the Russians did? They used a fucking pencil. Your taxes are due in April, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, open your mind, okay? I don't give a fuck if you like the left or you like the right. I don't give a fuck if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Just have an educated fucking guess. Just fucking open your mind. Don't fucking vote because he's mean. Or don't be one of those people be like, anybody but him. Don't do that. Don't do that, all right? Just don't. Just go back to my fucking podcast like 2 weeks ago on how you would want to vote. If you don't know who you want to vote for, who's the person that you think would have your back in a fist fight at a bar? Based off of that. If you know nothing else about politics. God. That was my random thought. I went off on a super tangent, but whatever. Makes sense. And now, a word from our sponsors. Because I totally forgot to do them both last week. So I'm going to do them both twice right now. No, I'm just kidding. HomeEssentialsFurniture.com. You looking for furniture? What you looking for? They got it. HomeEssentialsFurniture.com. Check out their Facebook page at Home Essentials Furniture. Serving Chicagoland, right out of Crest Hill. Their mission is to create long-lasting relationships with customers by providing them with quality, value, comfort, and service that they deserve. They serve their community by supplying high-quality, modern furniture at affordable prices, and their friendly and professional service will guide you throughout your in-store furniture purchase as well as their financing process, delivery, and installation. It's the holiday season, so everything is marked down. Everything. You're saving hundreds of dollars on top of hundreds of dollars that you're already be saving because this place is quality. Also, you want a referral program? You want 10% off your furniture? Tell them the Gray Area sent you. Tell them the Gray Area podcast sent you. Tell them Sarge sent you. And you get 10% off. Ballwash.com. Introducing Ball Guard Liquid Powder. Stay dry behind your fly. Ball Guard applies as a soothing cream and dries instantly as a mess-free powder that helps fight sweat, smell, and chafing. It's free of talc, alcohol, parabens, sulfates, synthetic dyes. 30-day money-back guarantee. Made in the USA. 3.4 ounces of fucking awesomeness. And 'tis the season, by the way, so keep your jewels jolly with the Jolly Jewel Sack Pack. Have a sack that even Santa's jealous of. It comes with the Ball Wash, the Nut Rub Solid Cologne, and the Sack Spray. Or perhaps you want to keep your jewels jolly with the Jolly Jewels and Good Head Shampoo and Conditioner Set. It comes with everything that I said in the previous package, but it also has the Good Head Shampoo and Conditioner Set. I'm not kidding, people. This stuff is awesome. Your girlfriend will thank you. Your boyfriend will thank you. If you swing that way, it doesn't matter. Go to ballwash.com. fill up your carts. And when you're checking out, not only are you already saving money because it's the holiday season, but if you put the gray area, DAGRAYAREA at checkout, that discount code will get you 15% off. You're welcome. All right, delinquents, moving forward there. Let's talk about real versus fake. Again, Sarge, yes, fucking again. I cannot emphasize this enough. You got real people and you got fake motherfuckers, all right? Real isn't who's at you at your celebration, okay? Real is not the people that are standing with you when you've already gone through all the fucking hard work. Real is who's standing next to you at rock fucking bottom. That motherfucker. And it's probably just going to be one motherfucker or just a small handful. Because when you're up, there's more people there. Why? Because they want to share in your experience because they're too lazy to get their fucking experiences done on their own. They want to steal from your Kool-Aid pool. You know what I mean? But when you're at your bottom, no one wants to be with you. Oh my God. That's like your laziness and the sadness and the depression. It's contagious. I don't want to be there. But when you're at your top, that's when the fake motherfuckers show up. The real people are with you when you're at your bottom. When life is fucking sucking. It fucking sucks. Everything fucking sucks. You gotta live life. You gotta live life. You gotta go through your trials and tribulations. You gotta start at the bottom. You gotta work your way to the top. Sometimes you gotta do that more than once. Most of the time you gotta do that more than once. Whether it's your profession, whether it's your family, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your fucking hobbies, whatever. Maybe you're playing a video game and you can't get past that one part in like Super Mario Brothers where it's like level 2 and you gotta keep, whatever. At the end of life, you want to have fucking gray hair, wrinkles, and scars. Wrinkles mean you laughed, gray hair means you cared, and scars mean you lived. And a fat ass means you love tacos, because, you know, it's tacos. Everybody loves fucking tacos. You want to die with a fat ass. Like, just towards the end of your life, you don't want to be like, I need to eat healthy so I can live longer for my grandkids. You want to be like, fuck that. It's your money, right? You get to that point in life, you'd be like, I need to save my money for my children. I want to live in my own home. I don't want to stay at home nurse. I don't want to go to a home, you know. I don't want to go to a home. I want to save all my money so it could be my legacy and all my kids could have it. Now, okay, your kids should not have control of your money because they're going to put you in the fucking cheapest shithole on the planet. And they're going to want you to die so they can steal your money. That's not the case in all of it. But, you know, that is the case in most of it. You know? I don't know. I overthink things. I know I do. I get way too into it. That's why I go off on these tangents all the fucking time. I get it. I understand. Don't lie to an overthinker, though. You can't lie to me. It's almost impossible. It never ends well. Just like never fucking ends well. Like people have trained their fucking brains, like I have, to look for holes in a story. It's like, if shit does not make sense, I will think about it over and over and over until it makes sense. I'm that person. I am the one that just overthinks fucking everything. Blessing and a curse. It's fucking annoying. I know. Good news, delinquents, on a side note. I got an artist that is working on a gray area mascot. What is the mascot? Maybe you remember what I told you. Maybe you don't. But it's going to be a fucking honey badger. Why? Because honey badger doesn't give a fuck. It's going to be a honey badger. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully we'll get it on a shirt soon. We're working on the early stages of the mascot of the honey badger with the army helmet. It says Sarge on it, smoking a fucking fat cigar. You know what I mean? All scarred up from life. But that's it. I mean, and I'm not talking, and it's a honey badger, like an African or an American badger, not those cute little fucking European badgers. Look them up, okay? Look up American badger, look up African honey badger. Those guys are badasses. And now, look up European badger, and you'll be like, oh my god, it's like the baby Yoda of the badger, family. I touched on this before, but if you were born in the 80s and raised in the 90s, and you make it to 2020, which we are, because it's like, a couple days away, so fingers crossed we make it, right? We've lived in 4 different decades, 2 different centuries, 2 different millennia, and we're not even 40 yet. Isn't that fucking nuts? Isn't that nuts? I just think that's fucking crazy. And look at how much has changed. We were like pre-internet and now we're post-internet. Like we're pre-technology and now we're like post-technology. We are the greatest generation. I swear we are. We're the best. Ladies, you guys want relationship advice from somebody that hasn't been in a relationship for... I don't even know. I don't fucking know. If he doesn't make you feel like you want to simultaneously kiss him and punch him in the throat, then he's not the one. There you go. There you go. You want to be like, oh my God, I fucking hate you. And then he makes that face and you're like, oh, I still want to punch you in the throat, but it's cute. That's what you want. That's what you need in your life. I saw a commercial the other day. You guys ever watch Letterkenny? Letterkenny on Hulu. It's fucking a great show. Don't you now? Do you now? Anyway, free sponsorship to fucking Letterkenny. It's fucking hilarious. It's about Canadians. Whatever. I saw a commercial with a woman looking relaxed, sitting in a tub with a couple of cucumber slices on her eyes. We've all seen it, you know? You guys ever wonder where the rest of the cucumber is? I do. I'm that fucking freak. I'm that guy. I'm like, all right, did she make a salad? Or maybe she's saving it for cucumber sandwiches. What are you guys thinking about? You dirty motherfuckers. Where did you guys go? Where'd your minds go? This is why I call you delinquents. I reached a pinnacle, a turning point in my life, so to speak, of where I realized that I am getting old as hell. Like older. Not so much wise, but just older. I knew I was an adult when I had the, nah, we got food at home conversation with myself. You're sitting there, you're like, oh, maybe I should stop at, McDonald's or Portillo's or Five Guys or whatever. Ladies. And I was like, nah, I got food at home. People live life and it's just, I don't know. They keep living life the same way and they get used to it and life becomes redundant. And I don't know. Maybe it's time for the fighter to be fought for and the holder to be held and for the lover to be loved. You know what I mean? Because these people just give and give and give and give and never take, and they're selfless. Every now and then, it's just nice for them to get what they give. I went off on a weird little tangent there. Or maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe you want to just completely keep living your life like a douchebag, like a complete asshole. Or maybe you've been wronged so many times that you're like, I want to do the wrongdoing. I want to break somebody's heart. I want to hurt somebody's feelings. I want to be the bad guy. But you don't want to get your hands dirty. So in that case, I have a suggestion. You could be the person that goes to the mall. You find a great parking spot. Like the best. And then you just sit in your car with the reverse lights on. Just sit there. And then you don't got to worry about it. You're going to piss so many people off. And you're going to be the bad guy. And then you could leave, finally. And then someone gets that spot. And then you walk away like, or drive away like, I feel better about the pain that I caused. I can't be that. I'm not that guy. I can't blindly hurt people's feelings because I don't know if they deserve it or not. Is it karma? Maybe they do deserve it, but I don't know. I need to personally know that they deserve it. I can't... Because if you do something like that, or randomly do something to someone, what if they're already having a bad day, bad month, bad week, bad fucking life, and you're like the straw that broke the camel's back, and they don't even fucking deserve it? See, you get what you give with me, right? If you deserve to be treated like shit, or be put in your place, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to, and my actions are warranted. If you do it randomly to some stranger, is it warranted? Probably not. Could you use, like I said, could you use karma as an excuse? Maybe they do deserve it, but you're not karma. You're just intentionally being an asshole for no reason. I need a reason to be an asshole. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't lose people. People lose me. You got to understand this. I'm a different kind of weird. And all my delinquents are a different kind of weird. I understand this. It's weird. And there's girls. The girls are the same. The guys are the same. Like, there are girls out there that are fancy and bougie and they could rock a diamond necklace, and then they could be like, country girls on the weekends, or they get fucking dirty, or they're athletes, but they also play a piano. There's so many different varieties of people out there, especially women. Like, they don't have to be a tomboy, but they don't have to be a girly girl either. Like, maybe they like getting their nails done, right? But they also want to get muddy and set shit on fire. Those chicks. The ones that live life on like different aspects, on different planes, on different avenues, where it's not like they've been sheltered their whole life and then you take them camping and they're like, ew. And it goes for like, if you're looking for a guy, if you're looking for a girl, you don't want to be the one person to be like, I want materialistic items, I want 5-star restaurants, I want 5-star hotels, I want hot tubs. No. I mean, it's okay to want that thing or those things, but you should also have somebody that, maybe could provide that on a vacation or take you guys out or do something bougie like that, but also be able to like kill their own food, cook, camp, start a fire, survival instincts, shit like that. It's okay to be city and country. We're getting to the generations now where people incorporate both. You're either one side or the other, right? As of now. You're either a country boy or you're a city boy, a country girl or a city girl. But there's people that are, blending the lines, a gray area, so to speak. You know what I mean? A little bit of both. It's okay to be pretty in a dress, but it's okay to be muddy as fuck too. What the fuck, cat? Shut up, cat. Shut up, pussy ass. I don't know. There's huge fucking divides, and we need to blend everything together. I think that would be good. I think it's just better for everybody's survival if we just, you take the good and you go out with the bad on both sides. Country, urban, suburban, whatever. And you got to learn from a young age. So if you got kids out there, just teach them young. Teach them young so they could grow up to appreciate all sides of life, all aspects. Like, I had a girl recently be like, "What that mouth do?" And I was like, "Girl, I've been eating pudding cups with like no spoon since I was like 8 years old. I will make you cry." Oh, man. Here's something I've picked up. If you're introverted, if you're not like so much of an extrovert where you start conversations, but you want to make friends, if you're in a social gathering or a house or a party and you're kind of like the odd man out or the odd woman out, here you go. Here's a clue. Ready? Pay attention to the dogs. Okay? Pay attention to the dogs. Pay attention to the pets that are hanging with people that don't own the pet at these social gatherings, right? Because if they take a liking to somebody that is not their owner, trust that. Trust the instinct of animals, because is there a nicer feeling than being in a room full of people and the dog chooses to come sit next to you? I fucking think not. So, if you're trying to initiate conversation, whether you're like on a walk or whatever, or dog park or whatever, just go to a dog park, right? Whatever. If the dogs and the animals are taking a liking to people that are not their owner in a public setting or party or whatever, those are the people you want to initiate conversation with, because they probably will not let you down. And there you go. However, the worst person to be around is someone who complains about everything and appreciates nothing. Nothing. Like people that bring you down from your, not high horse, but like you're very happy about this, you're overly excited, and they bring you down a peg. Those people are dick bags. You'll be like, "Oh, I did this, I'm so happy, oh my God, we are progressing, the business is doing well, the family's doing well, my relationship is great, I just got engaged," and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you've already been engaged like 3 times," or something. It takes many variables, but the person to not be around is the one that complains about everything and appreciates nothing. The person to be around is the one that the dogs like, or the cat likes, or random animals like. There you go. Perfect. If you're an introvert, there you go. That's what you look for without opening your fucking mouth and initiating conversation because you feel awkward in those situations. You're welcome.
Today in history.
December 4th, the year 771. With the death of his brother, Carloman, Charlemagne becomes sole ruler of the Frankish Empire, later known as France. 1861. Wow, nothing happened for that long? Nothing happened for 1100 years, from 771 to 1861. The U.S. Senate voted 36-0. Expel Senator John C. Breckinridge of Kentucky because of his joining the Confederate Army. Oh, come on. Whatever. Free will, or whatever. 1861. Queen Victoria of Britain forbids the export of gunpowder, firearms, and all materials for their production. 1862. Winchester, Virginia falls into Union hands, resulting in the capture of 145 Southern soldiers. 1863. 7 solid days of bombardment. Ends at Charleston, South Carolina. The Union fires some 1,307 rounds. Holy Christ. Now, think about it. You're like, oh my God, 1,307 rounds, that's nothing. You know, there's weapons that could do that like now. 1,307 rounds in 1863 was like, musket black powder rifles. It's about 30 seconds to, reload. If you're good. It takes fucking forever. So imagine 1,307. 1872. The U.S. brigantine Marie Celeste is found adrift and deserted, with its cargo intact, in the Atlantic Ocean between Azores and Portugal. That's interesting. Ghost ship. 1900. The French National Assembly, successor to the States General, rejects nationalist General Mercier's proposal to plan an invasion of England. That's probably a good idea. You probably don't want to do that in 1900. Be like, okay, England just lost 2 major wars. They lost the Revolutionary War and they lost the War of 1812. And France is sitting there like, hey, maybe we should invade England. And they're like, no. Let's not forget, England's a badass. All right, France. 1914. The first seaplane unit formed by the German Navy officially comes into existence and begins operations from Zeebrugge, Belgium. 1918. France cancels trade treaties in order to compete in a post-war economic battles. Post-war, World War I. Okay, now you know. 1941. Operation Typhoon, which was launched by the German armies on October 2nd, 1941, as a prelude to taking Moscow, is halted because of freezing temperatures and lack of serviceable aircraft. Yeah, dumbasses. Germany, you're making the same mistake Napoleon did. Napoleon's sitting there almost taking Europe, 140 years before the Nazis even tried, right? They made the same fucking mistake twice. You don't invade Russia in the winter. Okay? First of all, Russians give 0 fucks. They will burn all their shit as they retreat. And you're coming in there like, oh my God, it's fucking cold. Yeah, you want to invade Russia? Do it during the fucking summer. All right? 1942. U.S. planes make the first going back. All right, I'm going off on a tangent. Okay, when you're playing, what's the word? Risk? You know what? When you're playing Risk, it needs to have seasonal factors in there. Okay? Because you cannot take Asia during the months of, let's say, late October to like April, because it's fucking freezing. So if you make Risk, if you're the makers of Risk, put seasonal factors in there. All right? I'm just saying, it's fucking cold in Russia in the winter. You think it's cold here? I'm from Chicago, all right? It's fucking cold. I understand cold. But it's like constantly barren out there. There's not like many mountains in Russia, okay? So everything's just flat, like the Midwest-ish, kind of, in certain areas. So nothing is stopping wind. It's just wind and cold and polar bears and ox, and they're just like, fuck, I am freezing. That's it. 1942. U.S. planes make the first raids on Naples, Italy. 1947. Tennessee Williams' play A Streetcar Named Desire premieres on Broadway, starring Marlon Brando and Jessica Tandy. 1950. The University of Tennessee defies court rulings by rejecting 5 Negro applicants. Oh, fucking Tennessee. 1952. The Grumman XS-2F-1 makes its first flight. I don't even know what that is, but it's an airplane. 1959. Peking pardons Pu, ex-emperor of China, and the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo. Wow. That's a lot of weird words that I don't give a fuck. But Peking pardons. I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing it's a state or a territory. But you guys ever have Peking duck? It's fucking delicious. 1981, President Ronald Reagan broadens the power of the CIA by allowing spying in the United States. Newsflash. They've been doing it a long time before 1981. Hello, Woodrow Wilson. Hello. Or Herbert Hoover. I think it's Herbert Hoover. Whatever. Anything else going on here? 1992, U.S. President George H.W. Bush orders 28,000 troops to Somalia during the Somalia Civil War. And that's pretty much what happened today in history. All right, delinquents, before I get into my dirty dad joke of the week, I want to let you know that I am now part of FreakNet Studios. So be sure to like FreakNet Studios Facebook page, because I team up with This Freaking Show podcast and Just Freaking Wrestling podcast. And we are the FreakNet Studio Bros, and we make up the 3 pillars of the studio. And we will be coming out with video content soon. We will be doing the Pocky One Chip Challenge. We will be talking about hot sauces and how I believe Mexican hot sauces are superior to American hot sauces. So you will be putting Louisiana hot sauce up against Cholula, or, I don't know, Pete's hot sauce or Frank's Red Hot sauce against, Valentino and other Mexican hot sauces. I'm telling you. Mexicans got it. I just think they got it. Those motherfuckers know how to make some hot sauce now. Yes. Also, be sure to tell your squad to follow my pod. Okay? Can you guys do that for me? 'Tis the season, all right? You know what you could give me for a gift because you love me and I love you? You could be like, hey, you like podcasts? How you like that podcast? And you shove this in their face. Got it? Can you do that for me? Can you share me? Please share me. And I'll love you forever. And now, it is time for the Dirty Dad Joke of the Week. Let me first start with the submitted joke. Yes, I have another submitted joke. I ask you guys to go out there, all right, and to talk to me and email me and reach out on my page. And I'm just like, ask me anything you want, and I will address it in the podcast. If you feel that there is something in politics or pop culture that needs to be addressed that may have escaped my eyes or my ears, then send it to me, and I will address it on the podcast. Nope, you're sending me jokes, which is fine. Whatever, that's cool. I'm cool with this. I'm liking it. All right, here's the submitted joke. The youngest son says, Dad, what's the difference between hypothetically and reality? And the dad turns to his wife, and he says, would you sleep with Tom Cruise for $1 million? And the wife says, oh my God, of course, I would never waste such an opportunity. And then the dad asks his daughter, would you sleep with Tom Cruise for $1 million? And the daughter says, oh my God, he's like my fantasy. And the dad asks his eldest son, would you sleep with Tom Cruise for $1 million? And the eldest son says, yeah, why not? I mean, imagine what I could do with that money. And the father turns to his young son, and he says, you see, son, hypothetically, we're sitting on 3 millionaires, but in reality, we're living with 2 prostitutes and 1 gay bastard. Awesome. Now, delinquents and people listening to my podcast, don't come jumping down my throat because I told, I said gay bastard on my fucking podcast. It's a joke. Just because it's a joke doesn't make it okay. No, it does, okay? Because if I approach somebody and I call them a gay bastard maliciously because I hate their lifestyle, that makes me a homophobe. That makes me a piece of shit. I should be punched in the mouth. But if I'm telling a fucking joke stand-up comics are being attacked today because, just because they're making jokes about, even women, feminism, misogyny, life, reality, society. If it's a guy talking about a girl, he's a sexist prick. But if it's a girl talking about a guy, that's fucking hilarious. Ooh, that's feminism. She's a strong, independent woman. It goes both ways. You want equality? We can make fun of you, and you can make fun of us. Jokes are jokes are jokes. When you fucking say it to somebody with intent to harm verbally as an attack, you're an asshole. You should be shot. If you're a stand-up comedian just talking about how fucked up life is and making a joke out of it, that's fucking hilarious. So to all the stand-up comedians out there that do this shit, okay? And I'm talking about like men and women in general. Good for you. Good for you. It's fucking awesome. If you want to be a female and talk about your fucking periods and how much men suck, or if you want to be a man and talk about how, women need to be back in the kitchen, as a comedian, it's fucking hilarious. Because we know you don't mean it. It's just a fucking joke. All right? And anybody that takes a stand-up comedian seriously and treats that as like a Bible verse and something to live by, you are a confused fucking piece of shit. All right. Went off on a tangent during my dirty dad joke. Whatever. Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Because he felt a little crummy. Oh, he felt a little crummy. Get it? 3 women are sitting at a bar, arguing over who has the biggest vagina. The first girl says, "My boyfriend could fit a whole fist up there." The second girl says, "Ha! My boyfriend could fit 2 fists and a foot." And the third girl just smiles as she slides down the bar stool. Wow! Winner there. All right, that is the podcast for Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. And maybe you're listening to this and it's January 16th. 2025. Hi. Or whatever. Tell your squad to follow my pod. Either way, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by. And I will see you guys and girls next time. Bye.